own up when things are getting a bit tough and we need to slow down and give ourselves a self-care day. Cool idea. I never even knew something like this existed. I had some really bad news this week. I am absolutely devastated. This recipe is aimed at people with red split lentils in jars at the back of their cupboards. I thought I'd share some of the things that's bothering me this week, why this week isn't going so well. That is so tasty. Hey, do you want to try this? This is such a good TLC day for me today. I also feel like it's been a bit of a therapy day, actually, getting everything off my chest. So thank you to all for listening to me. Good morning. How are you? How's your week going? Let me know what kind of week you've been having, because ours has been a bit naff. I'll be really honest with you. And I'm going to give myself a self-care day today. I think every now and then we all just need to own up when things are getting a bit tough and we need to slow down and give ourselves a self-care day. Now, everyone's self-care days are going to look quite different. So mine will probably look completely different to how you would consider a self-care day. But I've just got off the treadmill and it's just made me realise I have been neglecting myself lately. So this morning I've skipped coffee. I'm on my second water of the day. I started on the treadmill. I haven't been doing the treadmill a lot at all lately. We have had a few mornings out walking, but I just find the treadmill, I'm just on it. Half an hour, YouTube video on. I had Lee and Nick on this morning, enjoying their France videos. I needed that this morning and it's done me well. And I think we're gonna get more into this. This is supposed to just be the intro and I've gone straight into it. We've just been feeling so tired. And I'm thinking we're working really long hours at the moment, sometimes hitting 16 hours a day. And we're just feeling exhausted, which is understandable. We're not wanting to do the walking because we're finishing work at sort of 9 o'clock. We're just going to bed with a cup of tea. And I know that's not healthy. So I need to almost reset, have a self-care day, and kind of like just over the day kind of think what's important to me. Water, treadmill, and I'm staring at that loaf of bread over there, and instead I'm going to grab yogurt and berries. So that's what I'm going to have for my breakfast this morning. I'm really not a breakfast person, however it's after 9. I've been up since before 5, so I think my body is ready for something to eat now. I'm going to be really good. I've been really hitting the sourdough this week. So I've tried a new recipe. It's actually coming up in your weekend vlog this weekend. It is very good. I'm kind of filming a bit out of sync here. I really recommend it when you get to see it. If you let me know if you do sourdough. It's very good, but I'm going to be really good. I've got some blueberries that need using up. Natural yogurt and blueberries. Let's try and get this day to a healthier start, because I've been doing bread and cheese midway through the day this week. And as lovely as it is, I think sometimes food like that can make you feel sluggish, can't it? Right, let's get off to a healthy start. Welcome, by the way, if you're new. I run a business from home. I work really long hours. I love being at home, so I love anything homely. I love cooking. I love organising. I just love being at home. So, oh, and we moved to the country last year as well. So that's the kind of thing that my videos kind of usually are. Anyway, I hope you'll enjoy this video, and it's going to be a fun one today. We're going to do some nice things. I'm going to reset, and we're going to talk about what makes us happy. That's got my day off to a positive start. I'm going to top myself up with more water and take my vitamins, because I've been really bad at taking those too. And I do think I feel better for taking them. I'm also taking some amino acids as well. And I must remember to take my blood pressure tablets. I am so bad at taking them as well. So let's take all that. Now I've eaten something, let's pop all these bits and pieces. I've got quite the collection these days. Yeah, let's do that. I always leave them out as well in a little saucer on the top, so I remember. But I look at them and I just don't take them. The other thing as well, I've forgotten. Just seen this and it's reminded me. The chutney I made, the apple and onion chutney, I completely forgot to put the recipe down. I am so sorry. And so many of you have asked and I've been really bad. I've read all the messages, the comments, but I haven't responded. So I think this afternoon I might make myself a cup of tea and actually sit down and respond to everyone. And I need to add that recipe. I am so sorry. I feel so bad because I was really excited about sharing it with you and I completely forgot. I hate taking tablets. I think that's the other thing. It makes me feel so sick. Aid can't swallow and he crunches his. Isn't that disgusting? That's why he always has ginger nuts. Any type of tablet he takes, he has a couple of ginger nuts. I just, even if I quite often take them and they sit at the back of my throat and you can taste them, like some things taste salty, like paracetamol or like my blood pressure tablets, they just taste salty. It's just so gross. It just makes me feel so sick. What else was it I was going to tell you? I was going to comment on some other things of questions and things that have come up lately. I was going to go through that with you. And I'm actually going to film. I'm going to do, like I said, I want today to be things that I really, not that I particularly enjoy doing, but things that will make me feel better. So I'm going to do the pantry today. I'm going to clean out the pantry. I'm going to film that in a separate video. I've been wanting to do it since before Christmas and it's so bad now. The cornflour's fallen down a couple of times. Everything's covered in cornflour. It's really, really bad. And I'm also going to go up and do the drawers. I've been filming another video. We finally sorted the drawers in our bedroom, but we haven't actually put anything in them yet. So I want to take out the old, put in the new, but I just want to dust it all off first and clean it. So I'm going to go and do that. And I want to declutter some of the stuff that's in the drawers. So I'm going to do that, finish that off in another video. I want to try a new recipe today. And I've got these plants here. Look at these. These have all come from cuttings. This was like this, just a stick. And this has grown a leaf now. And this one's got this great big leaf. I've been needing to pop it in for ages. This one is starting to die. Look, the roots have grown. That one's died. It's starting to turn, but I think I might try and pop those in a little pot today as well. I'm not doing very well with my plants at the moment. I was underwatering them and they were really sort of dying off a little bit. And now I've overcompensated and I think I've been overwatering. And like this one, look, I'm gutted. She's starting to get brown bits on her. So I think she's a bit unhappy. This one as well, it's going a bit crispy. But the one I am most upset about is this one here. She's lost 2 big leaves this week. All gone, completely yellow. This one's going to be, oh, it's just happened. I am so gutted. She looked so beautiful. She's got a couple of others, but they're all going. Have I just completely killed her off? She was cutting from another plant. She looks so pretty there. I soaked it in water. I had them all in the sink and I just think I've overdone it. Let me know if you think that's a sign of overwatering. I was reading up and it's stress. It's either generally underwatering or overwatering, and I've definitely, I think, been overcompensated for the underwatering. I'm going to go upstairs now, finish off that other video and finally declutter the drawers and sort through all my t-shirts and things like that. Oh, I'll tell you what else I want to do. It looks like a laundry upstairs. Aid forgot to put the washing on the line. He usually does the washing yesterday, and so he put it on quite late, but it wasn't quite dry enough to put away when he brought it in. So he's used the banisters, I don't think you can see very well, to dry the laundry. So I have so many white t-shirts. He's just hung all my t-shirts over the banister, so I need to tidy those. But I am now going to sort out these drawers and put them into the new ones. I just tidy these away. I hang them all up. Do you hang your t-shirts or do you put your t-shirts in drawers? And I actually have even more in my Florida packing cubes I keep in the suitcase just for when we go to Florida. They're just so handy though, because they go with all your little summery skirts and that, or sometimes I put them over the top of a dress. I just really like a white t-shirt. It's just after 12 o'clock and I have done the drawers. I am so pleased with myself. I'm now going to treat myself to some homemade sourdough. It's after 12. And because today is my TLC day, that means that I get a nice lunch. Everyone needs a TLC day, so I would love to hear, what what would be in your TLC day? Would you be doing something more relaxing than what I'm doing? Would you be going to a spa? Would you be just going to have a shopping day with a friend? Going out for lunch? How would your TLC day look? Would it be looking different to mine? I think mine wasn't a planned one, it just happened this morning. So, but I really enjoy days like this, days where I'm not sat at my desk. And I did start early this morning, admittedly, before 5. So I have kind of done 3 hours of work before I started on my treadmill and doing all this. But this kind of thing makes me happy. And I think it's like, it's not a short-term happiness. I feel like going out for lunch or something is like a short-term fix, whereas actually doing something in the house that you've been wanting to do for a while, I think that's a longer-term fix. So for me, that gives me, although don't get me wrong, I think going out with friends and things like that is important, very important. But for what I wanted to do today, it's just going to make me so much happier. So I'm really pleased about that. I'm just going to make myself some cheese on bread. And what would be, if you were having a TLC day, what would be your favorite kind of lunch? I want to try that recipe that I said about. It is a cheesy lentil bake. It might sound horrible to some of you, but it looks really, really good. So I think I'm just going to fix myself this lunch. I'm going to grab some of that chutney because it is so good. I've still got loads more apples. I really wanted to make some more of that as well. It is so good. I think next time I might cut up the onions a little bit smaller. I was also listening to a motivational video to do with the business that I'm in, the travel business. It was a really, really good one. Just about having confidence in yourself and not feeling like you have to know everything. I think especially when you start a business, sometimes it puts people off feeling like you need to know everything and you're not expected to in life, are you? And I think that can put people off a lot of doing a lot of things. And I know from like with my journaling, scrapbooking business, a lot of people it can really hold people back because they feel they're not good enough. And I think that can stop people doing things a lot in life, actually. Interestingly enough, I was having a conversation with our daughter this week, and she did sociology at uni, and I remember her telling me back in her old bedroom years and years and years ago about an interesting statistic in that if men and women see a job offer, if men don't meet all the criteria, a high majority of men will apply for that job anyway because they've got the confidence to go for it. And whereas women will look at the job offer and feel that they need to meet every single piece of criteria and more before they will apply. And obviously that doesn't apply to everybody. There's always going to be some people that sort of are more like one than the other. But statistically, it's proven that that is the case. And I had that discussion with her the other day, and she was the one that brought it up. And interestingly enough, she needed reminding of that sometimes you just need confidence to go for it. Sometimes you just have to fake it till you make it, as they say. Right, I'm gonna have this sandwich. I'm so happy. My free prints orders come as well. It came while I was sorting out upstairs. I'm so happy that I remembered to do this last month. I've been really bad at them lately. If you don't do free prints and you like your photos, I highly recommend doing it. So I've got all our Germany ones. I've been working on my Germany journal. So I'm excited to have those. I thought I'd share some of the things that's bothering me this week, where this week isn't going so well. Seeing these photos come through has just given me such a dark feeling. I really struggled with our Germany trip again. And I don't know if it's just because I have a problem with Germany because of my past from obviously when I was younger, and it was quite traumatic, obviously everything that happened back then. But I just find, I don't know, I've just come away with such a negative feeling this time and I can't shift it. And I think a lot of it is to do with just rudeness and unfriendliness, and I find that kind of thing really hard to shake off. It just sits on my shoulders and I don't know how to deal with things. I'm not very good with nastiness, negativity, confrontation, anything like that, no matter how it's from. I was the Miss Goody Two-Shoes at school because I couldn't stand being told off. I didn't like being told off by parents. I've just never liked that feeling. Like now, I would hate for Aid to raise his voice at me. Thankfully, he's not that type of person, but it would just really break my heart. I just cannot stand people being upset with me. And in Germany, we just encountered a lot of that, a lot of anger, rudeness, and it's just really, really horrible. And I'm just finding it really hard to shift. Just silly. And I know it's not personal, and people keep telling me it's the culture, but it doesn't make any difference to how I feel about something. So take, for example, when we were in Austria, so it wasn't just Germany, it was in Austria. We paid for our parking at the machine, went to the car. It was really close. It wasn't a big car park. We were really quick to leave. We just sorted out the sat nav to program in. Actually, we couldn't sort the sat nav out because it wouldn't, because we were in the thing, it wouldn't go. And then we got to the machine and it wouldn't let us out. And it said we still had €2 something to pay, which we were really confused by because we literally had just paid it. And we were tapping our card on and it wouldn't take it. It was coming up that it wasn't able to, but it was a really tight car park, and then we had cars behind us and people were beeping, and this guy sort of pulled by us and I explained that we'd paid. I speak German, so that the language barrier wasn't a problem. And just people were rude. And there was an older guy, he was really rude, sort of shouting, and I was saying, we don't understand, we've paid. And we ended up trying to reverse out, and I went to the main paying machine and tried a different card and it took it. And I don't know why, but people were just so angry and nobody was like offering to help or something. And I just thought it was really horrible, but it just made us feel really, really rubbish. And we've just had a few shouty experiences or off experiences where people just are not nice. And it's just left me feeling really, really rubbish. And then to top it all, this week, actually it may have even been last week now, we got a fine through, which we were really confused by. Alamo. Alamo still haven't responded to any emails. They've been useless. They really have. We haven't even had an invoice through from the trip yet. We've always used Alamo in the States and they are amazing. Feels like a completely different company in Germany. And it turns out, I think we needed to pay to go into Austria. However, on all the paperwork, it lists the countries you're allowed to drive in. It says Austria. And we even discussed it. The lady at the Alamo desk asked if we were driving into any other countries. We said Austria. She said, yep, fine. She wrote it on the form. So we thought that was fine, but we've got a bill now for €120 and we don't know why. I don't know if it's because we went into Innsbruck. Did we need a permit to drive in? I don't know, but I would have thought that they would have told you that when you picked up the car. There was zero customer service anywhere. And it just makes you feel really, really lousy because you have such a different experience when you go to the States. People can't do enough for you and everyone's so friendly. And customer service is just next level. So yeah, I'm just feeling a bit blah about the whole trip at the moment. I'm sure I'll get over it. I'm just, like I said, I'm just not good with people being upset with me, thinking I've done something wrong. It just does not sit well with me. Right, I'm going to take my photographs upstairs because I'm journaling that trip anyway. I am going to get on and do the pantry and I will chat more later about everything this week. No, I'm going to do the lentil bake. That's what I was going to do. I've got my phone ready. Right, let's do the lentil bake first. So I'm going to do that for tonight. It sounds horrible.
These delicious chips are actually made of vegetables,
chips.
and they're perfect for putting in the middle of a table and sharing with your pals.
Courgette chips.
This week, I'm harvesting courgettes from my garden. Every year, I grow lots of varieties. And these
I want to grow some courgettes now. Right, I need to find this recipe. Right, I saved it. I've said this before, but you can save things in your in Instagram into folders So I have got a food, want to visit, stuff and plants. So I saved them all in there. Right, let's go to the food one because this looks delicious, this meal. This tinned cheesy lentil. We're not doing tinned. We are going on to her Instagram feed to find her other cheesy lentil bake.
This is my cottage cheese bake.
It's not that one. Sounds nice though. What's this
These are my dauphinoise.
Not those.
This is my tinned cheesy lentil.
No, it's not. I don't want that one.
This is my cheesy Glamorgan bake.
No, it's not that one either. Where is it? I just literally had it.
This is my one.
What I'm thinking is, because I really want to get into doing the pantry, I thought if I prep dinner now and then I can just shove it in the fridge or just leave it on the side and then put it in the oven when we're ready for dinner. So I need to add carrot and onions into the pan. So I am going to chop up my onions now. How do you deal when you're upset with somebody? Because I just find it doesn't go away for me. It just has an effect on how I feel about that person forever. It just doesn't lift. We have a particular family member that I really, really struggle with. He's just so rude, and just the comments he makes, but nobody's allowed to say anything because nobody wants to upset him. I just don't think it's fair. And instead he just upsets everybody. And I just really struggle with it. I really do, to the point that I dread if I know that he'll be at any family do or anything like that. I just feel on edge all the time. But, yeah, I just really struggle with anything like that. Why can't just people be nice? That's what I don't understand. And then to top it all off, I had some really bad news this week. I am absolutely devastated. And it's possibly, I don't know if it's going to end up closing my business. But I found out that I'm not going to be allowed to sell to the US from quite soon actually. So we're just sort of reading up about things to find out if there's anything we can do. It's just such a situation. Who I would have never believed anyone if they'd have told me a couple of years ago that from the UK a small business would not be allowed to sell to the EU, Northern Ireland and the States. I would have not believed them. And unfortunately it makes up a huge part of my business. So I've already lost the EU and I've already lost Northern Ireland. So now it looks like I might be losing the US as well. And I know lots of my US customers watch these videos, so just bear with me. It's early days, we're reading up and seeing what we can do at the moment. But it's come as a huge hit. And even when I wake up in the night, it's the first thing I think about at the moment. It's just filling me with dread. It's hard times at the moment. And then we were reading all about that, and then we got some sad news as well that somebody that we knew had passed, and it was just, you know, then when you think that suddenly your own problems just seem very irrelevant compared to other people's problems. So it was a little bit of a moment that makes you feel grateful that actually your main worries at that time are about sales. It seems a bit silly, doesn't it? But we need to pay bills, don't we? So yeah, that's what we're struggling with at the moment. Right, let's grate this carrot. I think also sometimes as well, it's a reminder for people that you don't know what people are going through, and it's easy for people to make comments that to them might not seem a big deal, but if somebody's going through something like the loss of a loved one or something and you don't know that, that can hit even harder. So I really think your tone, even just your tone, not even necessarily your words, if that can be off, that can really, really set someone's day back. So definitely think about how people are spoken to or how people are treated. You just never know what someone's going through. I had a comment on YouTube from, I shared a video this week going to St. Augustine to see my dad, and somebody said that my sister didn't look very happy. I think she was fine actually, I think she was fine, but it's a difficult day. So everyone from the outside might think, oh, it's really great, they're seeing their dad. But actually it's a big, big sadness as well, because there's that roller coaster of seeing our dad, but there's a real sadness with it as well, because we know we're also going to be saying goodbye and we're not going to see him again for a long time. And although I don't think a lot of people do understand how we feel about our dad living so far away, and you'd think after over 30 years, we'd get used to it, but we haven't, and it is almost like a sense of mourning when he goes. It's horrible, but I feel like it's something that only my sister and myself get, because we're the only ones. My brother's different. I think he hasn't grown up with my dad, so he feels very different. It's hit the norm. My mum and dad split when he was a toddler, so it's the norm for him. But Sarah Jane and I really, really struggle with it, both of us. So like, it's really great that we got to see him in St. Augustine, but there's a real sadness and there's a guilt as well, because obviously we had our Disney days. We could have switched those up for spending more time with him, but she obviously only ended up with the 7 days, and it was a very last minute decision of my dad to come over because his wife had undergone surgery recently. And we'd obviously all paid for like our I'd paid for dining plan, and we'd paid for our Disney trip, and Sarah Jane had paid for hers, and it got cut short. So there's a guilt as well. So it's such a mix of emotions all the time. And even when Dad comes to visit us, it's a real roller coaster. He's coming over, like I said, quite soon. We're so excited, we can't wait, but we want the trip to be perfect, and like we're all planning now on what we're going to do, but then you want to try and get your kids, and now all the kids are adults, and then you feel guilty because maybe one didn't have as much time as they would have liked, but because of work, and it's just, and then he's gone again, and then all of those emotions again back to the next year. It's really, really tough. It really is. I'm just gonna fry these off. That's just the carrots, onions and garlic. I'd love to know if any of you have close family that live far away and how you deal with it as well. Is it something that you've managed to get used to? Because quite often I feel that only my sister and I understand each other. Even our husbands, Aid and Ben, they don't fully get it. And they can be, I don't know, quite dismissive about it sometimes. And I always say to Aid, your parents live an hour away. You know, up until actually last year, it was a 5-minute walk away. And you can see your parents whenever you want to. You can just get in a car, or in that, how it was, just walk to them. And because you've always had that, so you don't understand. I think it's the same with any situation. Until you're in that person's shoes, you can't understand how that feels. I am going to whiz down, it says 2 slices of bread, so I'm going to use the crusts because they're always the last bit generally to get eaten. We either freeze them for future bits and pieces, or they go mouldy, to be really honest with you. So let's use those up today. Yeah, so they're all the reasons that I'm feeling a bit glum this week, why I needed a pick-me-up day. So let's get back to the recipe. This recipe is aimed at people with red split lentils in jars at the back of their cupboards. It's an Instagram recipe, so I'll leave her name anyway, and then maybe you can sort of like just go through and look for the recipe. So we need 200 grams, so I'm going to weigh these out. I add lentils to quite a lot of things, especially more in the winter months. Lentils are so good for you. I'll put like a hand in casseroles and stews, and wherever I can add them, chilies, I put them in there. They're really, really good for you. So adding a handful in most sort of like meals, especially like the comforty casserole meals, is a really good way to mix them into your diet. There we go, add the lentils. And I've got some veg stock here as well. It says about 600 mils. Let's mix them through. So need to keep this going, and the lentils need to cook down. Oh, there's the veggie stock bit. For about 15 to 20 minutes. You can use tinned lentils as well if you've got them, because they'll already be cooked. So far, are you giving this the thumbs up or the thumbs down? Because I know probably the majority of people, because it's a lentil bake, would not be interested. So let's see if I can change your mind about how you feel about it. Going back to what I was saying before as well, like about having an impact on people's days, I think it's so important to be nice to people when you're out and about. I love doing that. I love making someone smile, or just saying something nice to someone, somebody you don't know, and you just hope that you've had an impact on their day. I don't understand the people that are the opposite, and like I said about somebody that we know, and I dread going out with them because they're just so rude, and you just know that their tone and what they say could really have a negative impact on someone's day, and you feel horrible when especially when you're sat with somebody like that. It's just horrible, and I don't understand people that feel comfortable to put people down or make them feel like that. I really don't, because surely it's a much nicer feeling to know you've actually done something nice for somebody, or you've made somebody feel special. I really don't understand how people's brains work and why people think that it's okay to be off and rude. I don't know. I'm organising a secret postcard swap at the moment in my Patreon community, in my crafty club. And again, it's just about just making people's day. It's a secret swap, so nobody knows. And I'm really excited to do this, because I just think it's so nice just to get a card through the door, a postcard from a friend, and rather than a normal piece of post, I just think it's nice to be spreading joy. I really do. So I am going to encourage you all this week to do something nice for somebody, whether you know that person or not know that person. I have never done the pay forward thing. You know, like if you're in a Starbucks queue and you say, oh, I'll get that person's coffee. I would love to do something like that, but I feel really nervous that they might just think I'm a weirdo. Have you ever done that kind of thing, or said, oh, I'll pay for that? I'd love to know. I have done it once. It was stamps, actually, in the post office. Somebody was at the front, this was years ago, and she realised she'd forgotten her purse, and I just went up and paid for it. I think that's the only time I've done something like that, so it didn't feel weird in that case because I was helping somebody. But I'd love to know if you've ever done the pay. It is called a pay forward, isn't it? I'd love to know if you've done something like that, or what you've done to surprise somebody, a stranger or something, to make them feel really happy. I love stories like that. So let's just fill this whole YouTube video, fill the comments with happy things and positivity, and I'd love to hear all your stories. Right, we're just cooking this down. I forgot to set the timer, actually. I don't even know how long I've been doing this for. I'm also drinking my feel-good drink today. Despite that, I've just finished my water. I'm going to do my fourth water in a moment. So I've been very good. Oh, and I've still got some more. I didn't take all my vitamins earlier on. I'm going to take the next lot. I did them in stages. I've been putting them off. Also, when you watch people online as well, you watch a tiny little few minutes of their life over their week, and people kind of like build up an idea of that person. I remember when we moved, and I can't remember whether we spoke about money or something, and somebody really laid into us saying about, oh, you've moved to that really big house and you've got DVC. And I think people's situations aren't always kind of what you think sometimes, or how they look. And we were very open about the move, and it was one of the move decisions was a financial decision. We moved to a much cheaper area. We moved from 30 miles out of London, so you can imagine how expensive that is, into the thick of Wiltshire. So yes, it may look like our house is much nicer now, but it's completely slashed our mortgage. Financially, we are so much better off for this move. So things aren't always as they seem. And DVC, we got so lucky in the fact that we bought it just before COVID hit, the year before. and we took out a loan to do it. And then because of COVID, my business just went absolutely crazy during lockdown. Everybody else was sat in their gardens enjoying lockdown, and I just worked every hour I possibly could. I worked my ass off during that time. My business went crazy, so I just did whatever I could with it, and it paid for DVC, so it did really, really well. So yeah, I can't complain because COVID was very, very kind to us, and we were able to pay off DVC, which was very nice. So you just don't know people's situations. After that, however, business just plummeted. And it's been very, very tricky ever since people's lives have gone back to normal. So, and now obviously I can't sell to Europe or anything like that, and now possibly the US. So it just gets trickier and trickier. And I think there's also the reminder that everything you see online isn't maybe as you take it. We have this with family members sometimes where we haven't been able to maybe see them, but then they might see a picture of us having a coffee, and it's like we've said, but it wasn't now. Just because we've posted something right then, it doesn't mean to say that we're doing it right then. That could have been a week ago, but we're just showing a coffee post with it's just it's so tricky. Not everyone gets it, and social media, the tiny snippets that you see of people's lives aren't always the full picture, if that makes sense. Right, I'm not going to add all the breadcrumbs to start with. I'm just going to see how this goes. Oh, that's quite a chunky piece there. Let's take that one out. And I'm not going to add quite all the cheese. Oh, I did. Let's take a little bit. I want to leave some for the top. I have got more cheese than what it says on the recipe, just because we like things all really cheesy. So let's mix all that in. I'm very, very intrigued by this. Put these last bits in. Don't want to waste anything. What a budget-friendly meal this is as well. By the way, I've changed my t-shirt because I'm just about to film that pantry video, and I just didn't want to be wearing the same t-shirt in every single video, because I finished one video off earlier on doing the drawer declutter. This looks so tasty. I did add the rest of the breadcrumbs. Just going to add some salt and pepper. It's always difficult to know how much to add. I always think I would rather under add and then need to add a little bit more on my actual dinner when I'm dishing it up or when I'm eating it, than do it too salty, because once you've done that, you can't then obviously take it out. So I would much rather under season. Plus also everyone's tastes are different as well, aren't they? This looks really, really good. I'm a lentil fan anyway though, so I appreciate not everybody is. Let's hopefully we'll convert some of you in this video. Right, I'm gonna pop this in the pan. I think I might use this. I put greaseproof paper in the pie dish. Oh, I think I've got quite a lot of mixture here. Let's see how this goes. Might be eating this for a few days. It smells really, really good. I think this is going to be the perfect amount actually. Just going to flatten it out. It smells so nice. And I'm going to put some cheese on top. And I'm going to bake that later. It says 180 for about 15 to 20 minutes, I think. I need to just double check that though. I'm going to do one more thing before I go onto the pantry. And talking of sending people surprises in the post to make them happy, I received a surprise in the post a while back. I still haven't opened it, so I'm going to do it now. And it was a gift from my lovely friend Elise over in Atlanta. She'd watched one of our videos and seen me struggling on the work surface potting my plants, and that's what I'm about to do. And look, it's like a cover you can put on your work surface or on your table to do your plants. I'm intrigued to see how this works. So we open it out. Oh, it's big. It's very big. How does this work? Ah, okay. So you do the sides together like that. Then it keeps the soil on the table and not on the floor, and then you can just shake it off outside afterwards. That is such a cool idea. I never even knew something like this existed. How cool is that? So I'm going to put my pots on here. I've got 2 pots and we're going to do our potting. And I've already had things in them. Do you remember the weeds that I planted? I had quite a few plants when we went to Germany that died, including my little weeds. So I'm just going to add some water to that, I think. And my basil wasn't very happy when we were away either. The one by the window is still struggling a little bit. I had another one over there that just died off, and this one is completely gone as well. I found this terracotta pot in the garage actually. I've put some felt bits underneath because you all recommended I did that. This is just a pot with no holes, so I'm going to pop one of these, and then we are going to do, is it a ZZ plant? We're going to pop that one in there, and that's a monstera. We've got 2 there actually. Do I do them separately or do I plant them together? I could do 2 actually. I think I might do that. Because I've got this pot as well. I think I might do that. I'm going to get some stones in there and we'll do 3. Where's my scissors gone? I've also got this big houseplant potting mix. So let's do this. Let's just get my hand in there, I think. This is so good, this cover. Thank you, Elise. That was such a good gift. Right, I am going to start off with the little one. So these were just like little branches I cut off the monstera, and it's just grown really, really well. I'm so pleased with that. These roots are massive, and it's quite nice because Holly wasn't able to take a lot of her plants to Manchester with her. She's got some, but she's in quite a small flat, and obviously it's getting them there as well. We took some up when she moved in the car, but what I'm doing now is actually making cuttings of some of her plants like the monstera, and then I'm able to take them to her. So I'm quite pleased with that. Right, my thing was, I was going to put that in there. That's not going to go so well, is it? I might have to have a little rethink about that one. Right, my next one is my ZZ plant. Let's place that in here. I'm just doing the one in here, so we'll see how that goes. One little cutting. And this was the little pot that I bought from Austrian Grain. £2 something that was. Look how cute that looks. Okay, the next one we're going to do is move on to my big monstera. Now the roots are up quite high, so this one's going to be a little bit trickier. I might actually empty some of this out onto. This is honestly such a good gift for me. I am so grateful, Elise, if you're watching. Thank you. Let's pop this in here with all the massive roots. Let's see how well this works. This is one I could do with a second camera to have one over here, because I'm not coming over to change the angle right now because my hands are filthy. This is such a good TLC day for me today. I also feel like it's been a bit of a therapy day, actually, getting everything off my chest. So thank you to all for listening to me. And if it was really boring, I'm sorry, you're welcome to go and come back another day where I'll be doing my pantry declutter. Right, I have managed to get, let's scoop up some of the dirt from here. Add a little bit. I've managed to get all the, I was going to call them weeds, not weeds, the roots in. Ta-da! That's so cool. There, just one big leaf. We'll see what happens with that one. I'm pleased with that. I need to water those. Let's give my hands a wash. I've been putting that off thinking it's going to take me ages, and it really hasn't. Now I'm going to get rid of that cutting. I've now got empty cutting bits. I've planted them all. I'm going to need to go round and find some more to do some cuttings from. This monster though, I've got one, I've got another one upstairs, 2. I've got another one in the sitting room, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 cuttings of that one plant now. What else I've done? I can't remember if I showed you this. I bought this from Waitrose. I think it was £1.50 something or £1.60 something. It's a tin with figs in, which is beautiful. I'm going to use this as a plant pot as well. I just thought it was so pretty. Bought this a few months ago. I need to find a little pot to go in it, and I'm going to turn this into a little plant pot. And now I can just take this outside. Oh, I just tipped it on the floor. After all that, not all of it though. There would have been a lot more mess before. Right, that was a lesson learned. I'm going to take this outside and empty it. Wipe this over, so I'm going to fold it back up, put it in there, and then I keep a little basket for repotting in the front of the garage, so I'm going to pop it in there. So this was really handy. Oh, I'll tell you what else as well. I thought I would also ask, I'm sure there'll be lots of you, or I would get some comments with regards to obviously the state with the business, and obviously me worrying about how it's going to affect my business. People would probably ask about the travel business, and it's going really well, but obviously it's still early days. I have only had the business for 18 months now, and there's not many businesses that you'd have for 18 months that you can actually class as a full-time job. So it's a really good part-time job right now, but to be honest, I put into it probably about an hour a day, if that. And as with anything, you get out what you put in. So at the moment, and there's days where I don't do anything, because I work such long hours with my own business, I work about 60 odd hours. So it's really hard to really put the time and effort into that. So to earn a part-time income doing about an hour a day is really good. But I do question myself, is it the time that I just really need to throw myself into it? But it's a gamble, isn't it? Because at the moment, my subscription box is my main source of income, so I don't really want to just give that up at the moment. I want to keep that going for as long as I can. That has folded back in beautifully. But if anyone else is after a part-time income, working just a little bit each day, let me know down below. If you love travel as well, and I'll chat to you and tell you more about it. I do feel very lucky though that I do have that little light at the end of the tunnel, and that I know if I keep going like this, I will be able to turn it into a full-time income. So that's what I'm heading towards at the moment, but it's not a quick fix. It's not something that happens overnight. It's a lot of hard work, and I'm willing to put that in, but it's very difficult when you are running a full-time business that needs a lot of hours. It's very difficult doing the two, so I'm still being very patient. Right, I'm going to get on and do this pantry now, and I will catch up with you. Shall I show you what it's like? Right, you are the first ones to see this because the video is not coming until next week. Are you ready for a shock? I can barely walk in it. You can see I said about spilling the corn flour as well. It is such a mess, but I am going to completely pull this out, and we're going to change things around, because when I last did this, one of you gave me a very good idea, and I've thought about it ever since. The pantry is done. I am so pleased. I'm actually coming in here to grab the green beans, but I am so happy. So that video will be with you next Friday. I'm just about to take the lentil bake out of the oven. My feet are absolutely killing me. It's 10 to 6. I feel like I've been on my feet all day long, but it feels so nice to get some jobs done today that I've really wanted to do. This smells so good. Oh, I bet beans would have been nice with this. Can you see that? Probably not very well. So I'm gonna remove this like that. This is going to be so delicious. I just know it is.
What's in this?
Carrots, onions, garlic, lentils, breadcrumbs and cheese.
I don't quite know what to think of that. As in, I can't think of what it's going to be like.
Well, I saw it on a YouTube video, not a YouTube, an Instagram, and it just looked so nice. And I thought, oh, I want that. Just taking my photos and I'm going to slice. Oh, and I would eat this cold as well, actually. I think it would be really nice cold. I am dying to know what it's like, so I'm going to try a little bit. It's going to be hot. That is so tasty. Hey, do you want to try this?
Yeah.
It's really, really nice. It's very hot.
I just don't know what to expect.
You don't need to expect anything, just enjoy it. It's hot, go careful. Comme ci, comme ça.
Lentils.
It's really good for you.
It does actually. It's a nice flavour. It really is a nice flavour, and the consistency is nice. It also kind of reminds me a bit of a. I don't know, really. There's something it reminds me of. Not a samosa, not that kind of thing, or not a potato pie. But you know when you get like a, you've made a thingy pie before with stuff like that.
Is that enough?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I haven't, but do you want some salt or anything on your sweet
I probably will do. Yeah. I'll bring it over.
I've already decided I'm having more on my plate.
Sorry.
I've already put more on mine.
You go for it.
I've worked up an appetite today.
You have. You've probably done about 50,000 steps.
I don't know. My feet feel like I have. I'm going to enjoy this.
Right.
We have eaten half of this. I'm really looking forward to having it cold tomorrow, actually. I think that would be nice. That's if it lasts that long, because I think it's absolutely delicious. You ate it. It's not.
I'm watching my weight.
It's not your favourite, is it?
I think beans, pulses, lentils. Lentils class as pulses. I know they're good for me and I'll eat them, but they're not my favourite thing. I think it's just the consistency. I was never a massive baked beans fan as a child, but I eat them now. But it was nice. It's tasty.
It's so tasty. Let me know if you're going to give it a go. I think it's worth it.
I actually said I wondered if you replaced the lentils with sweet corn.
I'll try that if you want. Would you like that?
Yeah, you can try it. I mean, it's nice. There's a lovely texture to it.
I can't even taste the lentils.
Is that because you just swallow things? Vacuum them down.
Try it now because it's cooled off a little bit. Have you had it colder? It's so tasty.
It does taste nice.
It's really nice. I have enjoyed my TLC day today. It's been nice to do something a little bit different.
Is that because I wasn't here?
No, it's because I've got a lot done. I felt like I've had a really good reset. And I'd love to hear from you. What do you do on your TLC days? Would you be the sort to curl up with a book and just have that kind of day? I think I might go run a bath though in a bit and finish my day in that way. I'm not going back to my desk. I am going to have a completely desk-free day. And I've got to put away this because I can't stop eating it. It's so good. I can imagine taking this cold on a picnic, having it there all already cut through. I think it would be so good. And another very budget-friendly meal. I've just eaten another quarter of that. I need to put it away. Right, thank you for being here with me today. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear from you. Tell me what you think. Tell me what your TLC day would look like. I'll see you in the next video. I'll see you actually on Sunday with a new vlog. So I'll see you then. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye.